Respected chairpersons, my dear colleagues, and my dear students. The topic for my presentation is on graphene, which is a super thin, super versatile, and super strong material in implant dentistry. The goal of implant dentistry is to maintain or regenerate patients' oral health using realizable treatment plan so as to help edentulous patients recover function, aesthetics, comfort, and pronunciation. A new dental revolution is due to the introduction of the nanomaterials, and the future implant dentistry is based on the blending of nanomaterials with the dental materials to enhance their property. One such material is graphene, which is a carbon allotrope which has got a potential to enhance properties of material used in dentistry. Graphene is a single atom thick layer of sp2 bonded carbon atoms thick tightly packed in 2D honeycomb lattice, where you all can see this honeycomb pattern. These are the different forms of graphene available. These are the various properties of graphene which are required for us. It is one of the thinnest material known. It has got a larger surfaces, more stretchable crystals, or it has got a high mechanical strength, biocompatible, high water soluble. These are all the different possible properties of graphene which is very much required for us, and which enhances the osseointegration. And these are the few of the different derivatives of graphene. One is graphene oxide, one is ultra thin graphene, graphene foam, reduced graphene. Basically the difference between them is because of the change in the hydroxyl atoms. One could be hydrophilic, one could be hydrophobic based on the surface characterization. This is how the different forms are available. Coming on to the synthesis of graphene method, this has gone to high to low and low to high, different techniques of graphene synthesis, which is very much not required for us. And these are few of the graphene applications. These are the few of the general applications, like it is used in capacitors, wireless power, powers, batteries, water filtration, desalinization, and thermoconductive lubricants. When it comes to the biomedical field, it is used in DNA detection, drug delivery, detection of bacteria. It is used in restorative and endodontics. It is used in mainly, nowadays it is used in tissue engineering. And one of the main important thing is coating of implants, and also as a cancer, it is used in cancer therapy. Coming on to the application in implant dentistry, it is used in osseointegration, it is used in different implant components. It enhances the cell tissue cell implant interaction. It has got a better adhesive and other antimicrobial properties when and it is used as a surface treatment. And it is also used, fibers and nanoparticles are used on the graphene dental implant, and also it has got an enhanced tissue implant interaction where the studies are still going on. When it comes to the biocompatibility and the cytotoxic, based when the size of the particle decreases, there are chances that the cytotoxicity increases. Again, it is based on the concentration, shape, size, and other surface functionalization. 1.58% might be toxic threshold for graphene oxide, sorry. And also it depends upon the reactive oxygen species, and also production, and it also depends on the cell, how much the cell membrane is damaged. These are the when it is mainly applied in tissue engineering also. Cells are capable of attaching and proliferating on graphene substrate and forms the scaffold. These are like how it is, like when it comes to cell proliferation, cell adhesion, cell protein adsorption, and osteogenic differentiation. For example, it is used in bone marrow cells, dental pulps, and periodontal ligaments also. Because of the physical properties of collagen scaffolds, such as compressive strength and all the properties are better, it is used on. Also, this reduced graphene oxide is coated onto hydroxyapatite crystals or composites, and it has got a potent inducer spontaneous osteogenic differentiation on human cells also. When it comes graphene, it has demonstrated, it has been showed that the antimicrobial effect is due to the high capacity of graphene to physically damage the microorganisms through different mechanisms. These are the 4 mechanisms. Like previously in previous slides, I explained about the ROS regeneration, nanoknife penetrating cell membrane, and also they extract the phospholipids from the lipid membrane. And it is used as a drug delivery system where there is a minimum drug degradation and increasing drug delivery system because of the modulation of pharmacokinetics, pharmacodynamics, and biorecognition. Coming on to the drug delivery system, and these are the potential drug effective carrier proteins such as bone morphogenic protein, which helps in osseointegration and also used in orthopedic implants. And reduced graphene oxide and calcium commercially pure titanium, this also promotes the regeneration, bone regeneration, and osseointegration after in vivo implantation of the in the rats also. Studies have shown that this ultra high surface of graphene allows loading drug and aromatic molecules. And also combinations of graphene is used with nickel titanium implants with dexamethasone, minocycline, hydrochloride. These are the various surface treatments mixed with graphene. And even these days, the studies are going on with chitosan and graphene oxide, which has helped in the bioactivity by improving the adhesion, proliferation, differentiation of mesenchymal cells, and superior osseointegration. Also, there are some coatings with artificial acrylic teeth, and fluorinated graphene is also used. And coming on to the advanced graphene dental implants, this can be used with nanoparticles combined with nanocomposites. This can be combined with nanofibers. This can be combined with the graphene-based drug delivery system, and also the graphene-based sensing platforms are used. Coming on to the limitation, most of the production techniques leads to the formation of graphene mixture that differ in size, shape, and number of layers, which are often contaminated with the hydrocarbons or organic molecules, which can alter the compatibility with cells and tissues. So that care has to be taken. And also, we have to check that high doses in long-term use may lead to decreased cell viability. And also, when we lose the surface coating during excessive load, or then it is recognized as a limitation. To conclude, first is the safety and the potential risk of graphene nanomaterial is mandatory to ensure its safety use in biomedical application. Then in addition to the exceptional strength, these can be used. And what makes this graphene is extremely interesting is the possibility to functionalize and combine it with different biomaterials and biomolecules to form scaffolds for tissue engineering. The use of graphene-based nanomaterials in the field of dentistry deserve to be deeply explored, as it can lead to even more reliable dental treatments in near future. Thank you.